show is called Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, and it is based on Jamie Foxx and his daughter, his eldest daughter, Corinne's sort of relationship. And it's loosely based. I mean, the stories are real, but obviously there's artistic license and a lot of craziness that we add to it. But they're all based in reality, and it's really cool. It's about a family that lives in Atlanta, and I play Jamie's best friend. Childhood best friend. We grew up together, played football together. And so I'm the guy who comes over to borrow a cup of sugar and winds up doing 7 loads of laundry.
David Alan Greer is also on the show. Tell us a little bit about his character.
So he plays Jamie's dad, and which is great. You know, they're only about like 11 or 12 years apart, but it works, right? Like Estelle Getty, my favorite sitcom of all time is Golden Girls. And Estelle Getty, who played Sophia, was the youngest Golden Girl. Like I don't think people know that because it's TV. It's like whatever. So they have such a rapport from A Living Color. You know, 30 years ago, it's amazing. The father and son, those vibes are there, and so they play off each other just picking up where they left off, I guess.
As far as Jamie Foxx, did you work on a sketch show with him, a couple of years back, and did you keep in touch, that whole time, or how did you connect on this project?
Jamie has been. I really do credit Jamie with the guy who plucked me out of obscurity. Before Two Broke Girls, before anything, this guy was in my corner, just really pushing me and just such a supportive, wonderful, wonderful human being. And he's actually the reason that I do impressions. I don't think a lot of people know that. I auditioned for his sketch show, and they were like, well, you got to be able to do impressions. So I learned impressions for that show.
Now let's talk a little bit about Two Broke Girls. I love that show. And it is one of those things that I think people missed, especially during the quarantine, because you had your wacky coworkers, you had your dysfunctional families, but you made it work. And that's what I love about the show. What is it like to have people, maybe discover it during quarantine, maybe people who didn't watch every episode the way that I did, and how it got them through, such a crazy time?
I think the thing that's a testament to the writing, and obviously those two women are just beasts. They're Avengers. They're so amazing. It's so bingeable, that. And I think for people who are discovering, because a lot of people, such amazing fans, hit me up, DM'd me or whatever over the quarantine, and they saying that they had just discovered it and how they just went through, like they were able to watch all 6 in a row.
Lots of cameos on the show as well too. I don't know if you want me to throw out all the names all at once, or if I go through one, if you have a fun memory of working with. All right, Martha Stewart.
Total piece of, no, she was awesome. Professional. Can I tell you something about Martha Stewart? One of the first A-listers that said yes to be on the show, and that was a real special moment, I think, for everybody, because it's like, we believe in us and we obviously have great people, but when somebody like that, who did it at the finale for season 1, when she is like, yes, I want to do this and play myself, and it's sort of like, in a way, adding her stamp of like, I agree and I like this show and I want to be a part of it, which so I think that was just like a huge get for us, and everybody was just thrilled to have her.
One of my favorite episodes. Kim Kardashian.
I only met Kim in passing. So sweet. Like, just very nice. Very easy to work with. I mean, I wasn't there. She shot on a Thursday, or on a Monday, and I was going home. They did that one isolated scene. Sometimes that would happen. It's depending on the actor or actress's schedule. But just very lovely. Like I met her very briefly, but very lovely.
Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay was fantastic. Michael and her, he sat down with her in front of everybody. I mean, Lindsay has been a pro in Parent Trap and all that stuff for years. And he was like, what would you say? How would you do this? And so they really sort of found it. And that's why one of the reasons I think it felt even, just so natural, her delivery of it, is because Michael, I think he's incredible at fine-tuning and writing to the specific person. But I remember them sitting in the diner after one of the scenes and him being like, talk to me about this right now. And he was just writing down how she was talking, and he was really fine-tuning it for her. It was very cool.
So let's talk a little bit about your perfect Chicago weekend. So let's say you do come here, either with family or if you're with friends, or you just want to come experience, downtown or one of the neighborhoods. What's kind of an ideal Jonathan weekend here in Chicago?
I mean, I love going to karaoke in Chinatown, and I honestly like hitting up just the like Lincoln Park bars, Wrigleyville bars, just going out to the old stomping grounds. Obviously Chicago pizza. I get it. I get Lou Malnati's literally every time. We don't even go to home first. My mother and father pick me up and we go to Lou Malnati's to get a pizza in Lincolnwood. I've done it for 20 years almost. And then I love going to the hot dog. I love going to Poochie's. I love going to my the food places for me are the most important. And then just going out. I go out every night that I'm there. I mean, I still do it. I still meet all the friends in the city. We get together and whatever, even if people live in the suburbs, we all kind of drive in and I really enjoy that because I love the people so much. I love the atmosphere of the Chicago nightlife. And if I'm there, if in the summertime I try to catch a Cubs game, because I used to work at Wrigley Field selling hot dogs, and or a Bulls game. I'm a diehard Bulls fan, and so I really love that that as well. And if I can throw in a stand-up set, if I'm able to get up and do a guest set somewhere, that's always like a wonderful cherry on the sundae for me.